Good evening, everyone. We're going to get started here. I'd like to welcome everyone to the August 16, 2017 meeting of the Interboro School Board of Directors. Here we have a roll call, please, Ms. Caldwell.
Ms. Boyle? Present. Mr. Chavone?
Here.
Mr. Burns? Mr. Phelps?
Here.
Mr. Eckert?
Here.
Mr. McGarvey?
Here.
Mr. Evans?
Here.
Ms. DiBattista? Here. Mr. Harris?
Present. Mr. Evans, may we have the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Prayer. Heavenly Father, please hear our prayer. Bless all schools, colleges, and especially the Interboro School District, and grant to this board in their deliberations this evening the spirit of wisdom, truth, and knowledge. What is undertaken always be done in charity and in peace, and what we do might be for the benefit of others. At this time, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to stand in solidarity with the people of Charlottesville and the rest of the country who are fighting against hatred and bigotry, especially for Heather Heyer, who gave her life for the cause. Let it be known that there is no place for hatred, bigotry, and bullying in the Interboro School District. All this we ask in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out. It's a nice night. You have to wear your eclipse glasses with my jacket tonight, so it doesn't blind you. Mr. Evans, may we, any public comment?
Mrs. Phyllis Floyd.
Phyllis Floyd, 604 14th Avenue, Prospect Park. I just wanted to, I guess, compliment the board on their cost-effectiveness decisions that they've made, and it really upsets me when I see people criticizing. It's like a damn, and I serve on the board, I know what it's like. It's a damn if you do, damn if you don't. Fact is that money needed to be saved the best way possible within the school codes, and otherwise other programs and our basic education would end up being affected. And when that happens, then the taxpayer or the homeowners feel the repercussions by the value of their homes because of the leaving of the school and what have you. So it's a chain effect, and people have to step back and look outside the box, not just their particular situation. And I also want to bring to the attention to some employees that speaking up at a board meeting will not cost them their job. I did it for 20 years prior to becoming a board member. I attended board meetings for 20 years. You might think it's funny, but I worked 20 years and I did not get spoken to or fired for speaking up. However, when I spoke up, I spoke with facts, not assumptions, not hearsay, not gossip. And it's sad when you see employees go on social media and make statements that are not factual and upset the parents to the point of what they have. So with that, I want to continue to compliment the board for doing the best they can within the letter of the law. Okay? And when the contractor takes over transporting the students that need to be transported to the special ed programs outlying district schools, he will have to follow, or they will have to follow the school code and the IEP that the child has. So therefore, nobody is going to be hurt or affected by this change. Change sometimes is hard to accept and understand, but it is going to work out if everybody would sit back and give it a chance. Thank you.
Is there anything else, Mr. Evans?
No one else.
Okay, with that, we're going to go on to number 3, please.
Motion 3.1, that the following minutes of the regular meeting of the Interboro Board of School Directors held on July 19, 2017 be approved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions and comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Number 4, please.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. This month, our office has been consulting with the school district on various special education matters, split dollar, and also financial.
Thank you. Number 5, Mr. Evans.
Number 5, financial. Motion 5.1, that the treasurer's report for the month ending July 31st, 2017 be approved.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Number 6, please.
5.2, motion that fund disbursements in the amount of $9,027,514.46 be approved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Now number 6.
There's no correspondence this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Number 7.
7, personnel. Motion that the following personnel actions be approved. Motion 7.1 to 7.11, ending on page 5.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board?
Comment.
Mr. Chabot.
I would just like to make a comment about 7.2. Mr. Colhep will be, if this motion passes, will become the new Kindergarten Academy principal, and I would just like to wish him the best on behalf of the school board. As being part of the interview committee, he was spectacular in the interview. Our kindergarten kids, socially, emotionally, academically, are going to be successful at Kindergarten Academy because of Mr. Colhep. He is an outstanding assistant principal, and we are looking forward to him at the Kindergarten Academy.
Thank you, Mr. Chabot. Any other comments from the board?
I'd like to make a comment.
Please, Mr. Eckert.
I would like to emphasize on my comment the other night, the fact that we have assistant principals that are now moving up into principal positions and administration positions as Ms. Lander did last month. It goes to say that the people that we've hired years ago have stuck with this school district for a reason. They have faith in it. So in the community, we have administrators that are staying, not leaving. They are staying and taking advantage of opportunities that exist in the school district. So thank you, and good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Eckert. Any other comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
Next motion, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Curriculum and Instruction, motion that the following items be approved. 8.1 to 8.9, ending on page 6.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Next motion, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Special Education and Pupil Services, motion that the following items be approved. 9.1 to 9.11, starting on page 6 and ending on page 7.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Next motion, please.
From the Office of Technology, motion that the following items be approved. 10.1 to 10.3.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Next motion, please.
From the Office of Facilities, motion that the following items be approved. 11.1 to 11.3.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Next motion, please, Mr. Evans.
From the Office of Finance, motion that the following items be approved. 12.1.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Number 13, please.
Number 13 is a roll call motion. Motion that the Board of School Directors approve the attached contract with Kids Stop before and after school program for the 2017-2018 school year.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Ms. Boyle?
Yes.
Mr. Chavone?
Yes.
Mr. Phelps?
Yes.
Mr. Eckert?
Yes.
Mr. McGarvey?
Yes.
Mr. Evans?
Yes.
Mrs. DeBattista? Yes. Mr. Harris?
Yes. Motion passes 8-0. Number 14, please.
Motion that the Board of School Directors approve the attached independent contractors agreement for residency officer between Interboro School District and Scott Dixon effective July 1st, 2017 to June 30th, 2018, not to exceed $25,000 to be paid from district funds.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board?
Comment.
Please, Mr. Chabot.
I would just like to commend the administration and our residency officer for doing such a good job, working diligently to make sure that our taxpayer money is going to our students and making sure that residency is consistently checked. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chabot. Any other comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Next motion, please.
Motion that the Board of School Directors approve the first reading of the following policy, the category of operations, 820 photo identification badges.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board?
Comment.
Mr. Eckert.
I just want to let the public know that those that are paying attention to this meeting, that one of these policies is an attendance policy, which please read your handbook when it comes home in September. The unexcused absences are getting stricter. So if you have the opportunity, please read your handbook when your student brings it home. It can affect the outcome of your graduation if you let it lapse. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eckert. Any other comments, please? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Number 16, please.
Motion that the Board of School Directors approve the revisions of the following policies in the categories of pupils. 204, attendance, and 225, school uniform policy, student dress code.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded. Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 8-0. Any old business? Nothing? Going once, going twice? Gone. New business.
It's me. Thank you, Mr.
Mrs.
Harris.
Riley, please.
There are a number of families that have still not come into the registration office to satisfy the summer registration requirements. This pertains to all students entering 1st, 6th, 9th, and 11th grades, and also those families who live in a multiple occupancy situation. This process must be completed by August 28th in order for your students or students to begin school on September 5th. For your convenience, we have extended the registration office hours for the week of August 21st and Monday, just Monday, August 28th. The hours are Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 to 7, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 7:30 to 4. If anyone has questions, please call the registration office. Back to school packets, which includes your child's homeroom, teacher, homeroom assignment will be mailed out next week, the week of August 21st. If you do not receive your packet, please contact the schools. The Department of Health has changed the immunization requirements for students attending schools in Pennsylvania. Unless your child has a medical or religious philosophical exemption, a child must have at least one dose of the required vaccines or risk being excluded from school. Please visit our website as we have all of the requirements and information available to parents. As Mr. Eckert mentioned, we've done some revisions on our attendance and our school uniform policy. Both of these policies and information will be available to parents tomorrow. I would ask that you please read through that information. There will also be a letter coming home with additional information on the first day back regarding attendance, and it will be included in the handbook. And the last piece is I would also like to welcome Brad over here to the administration building as the new kindergarten principal.
I've been in that position, served in there for a number of years, and it can be very challenging at times, but I think you have proven in your position as assistant principal at Glen Olden and having gone through a rigorous screening and interview process that you are ready for the task. So I'm happy to have you aboard. I look forward to working with you, and I think you're absolutely going to benefit our students at the kindergarten. So we wish you well and looking forward to working with you.
Mrs. Bowden, that's all?
Yes.
Any comments from the board members?
Comment.
Mr. Savone?
I just want to comment that all students, faculty, and staff, I hope you have a wonderful start to the school year.
Start.
It's next 2 weeks. 2 weeks the teachers are coming back, 3 weeks the kids come back. So good luck. Start the school year off well, and then it'll fly by. So good luck.
Any other comments?
I have one more comment. Thank
You have your time. Moving on. Go ahead, Mrs. Ryan.
The district has a newly published newsletter for this summer and the fall. It will be available on the website tomorrow. Everyone should please check it out. There's some great information on here, some things about graduation, highlights from the spring of last year, and also upcoming information regarding food, students and food services, My School Box operations, our Twitter account. So please check this out on the website. There's great information on here. It's a rather nice publication. Thank you to Mrs. Caldwell for putting this together.
Good job.
Very good job.
Good job. Thank you.
Any other comments from board members? Going once, going twice? Okay then, on Monday, September 11th, notice the change because of the holiday. The Finance Committee meeting and the GBO meeting will be immediately following each other on September 11th at 7 p.m. right here at the boardroom. The next scheduled work session will be right here at the boardroom on September 18th at 7 p.m. The next regular public meeting of the school board directors will be convened in the auditorium at the high school, back in high school. And that will be on Wednesday, September 20th at 7 p.m. as well. With that, we are adjourned. Have a good evening.